Well, good evening. It's the beginning of November, and it's time to give you a quick update on how this fertilization program has been working with these plants. The last couple of videos, you've seen some progress, but let me focus on individual plants here. First and foremost, my favorite, the queen of aquarium plants, the Madagascar lace plant that you see right here in the center, and a couple close-up pictures of it. It has grown about 10 stems, and the stems have gone from the just short ones to almost full height of the tank, which is about 36 inches in the course of like 2 weeks. I can't be more impressed. It just has been beautiful. Down below, in that red plant you see here, that's one of those tiny plants that Bruce bought a little in vitro product and gave me one of these shoots when I was last up visiting him, as you saw. And it's hanging in there. It's growing. It's a beautiful red leaf plant that really adds color to the tank. Just to the right of that, you have a plant that's got so many leaves I can't even count them now. And then as you watch this, just below right of center is that beautiful Amazon plant. And then off to the right, that's that red kabamba that he gave me some shoots of. We have some small ones growing up down the bottom as you see them here that were just tiny things. They're coming up, and the last couple are stuff he's harvested off his plants of excess growth. Then we have this thing in the back, rickety or whatever, and I've taken that and put it in the other tanks because it got so much it was blocking out the light. And down over here we have an Amazon sword to the left that I've moved out to get a little bit more light, and it's growing like crazy. And then you have some of the croppings from the kabamba off on the left side of this tank, doing well. And there's the Wigia shoot that I put in the gravel just to see what would happen. And of course we have those banana plant leaves that look so beautiful. And just to the left there is that corkscrew vallisneria that I just love, and it's sending out shoots all over the place. So this is the corner tank, and I can't tell you enough how well it's doing. Moving across the room now to the bow tank as we know it, look at that lush growth. Everything in here, especially the Amazon swords, are doing so beautifully. And those longleaf plants to the right and in the center. And down over here, we have a couple of plants that never did well before. They got overtaken with algae. They're doing fine now. As you can see, I think there's some form of Ludwigia. And then right in the foreground is a plant that Bruce gave me from another thing he picked up at the Meadowlands Fish Show recently, right in front of that red-tailed shark that I love so much. And the other thing that's doing so well here are these Amazon sword plants. So the sword plants really respond well to this fertilizer. As you can see here, again, that's got to have 20 leaves on it. My sister has great luck with the Amazon swords, and I think I'm finally catching up with her. And then that's some of those shoots that I told you from the other tank I spread out. And I've got a tall fixture here that they just line up very nicely with. And then to the right, you can see that reddish sword plant, and then there's a plant to the right of that I'll give you a couple close-ups. There's the red plant, and notice the speckled, it's a type of Amazon sword just to the right there, and it is doing beautifully also, as you can see. I love the variation in the coloration there. And so the whole tank just has got that lush. I'm running out of room to put plants in. There's not enough space to add any more. You can see the kabamba off to the right working out so well. And then right in the center is some Italian valves that Bruce gave me. And they are doing very well too, coming up nice and strong. They're not a big plant, but they're coming up nicely. And so there you have the big picture of the bow tank. In the office tank, we've got some water wisteria there coming up, taking over some kabamba from the other tank. But the centerpiece here is that huge Amazon sword plant, which this is the tall hex tank, 30-gallon hex tank. And there's that Amazon sword, which has been there, but now it's just so lush and strong with this tank of live bearers. Can't say enough. But then you see that long stem? That's a lily pad. And that was a banana plant that I put in there with reddish leaves a week or two ago. And that thing came up in about 3 days, 36 inches long, and then opened up into that pad. As you can see, the fish below and some of that uh, plant that I moved from that